Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to MojoGrip. Mike here. Today we're checking out a Citation II private jet. Stay tuned. So guys, I've reviewed quite a few jets on this channel. If you see some of the list videos we make on MojoGrip, this particular airplane has not yet made the cut, but I got the opportunity to be in one of these today, and I can tell you it's an amazing aircraft. But let's go over it. Okay, so the aircraft here is a Citation II. This is a 1982 model. Okay, and this is also considered a light jet. Now we're gonna go in the interior in a little bit, but you may see that it's much bigger in there than what you see in your normal light jets. But let's do a 360 first. As you see, here's the wings, very thick wings, and you've got your de-icing equipment on here. Obviously, this type of airplane, you're flying over the weather, you want to have all the necessary equipment available to you. And to think that this aircraft has been flying for over 30 years and it's in pretty good shape. Now, I spoke to the owner earlier this week, and he says the only thing he'll like to do is just put a fresh paint on this, but I think it looks good. And as a matter of fact, I just had a ride in this, and it was a comfortable ride, I can tell you that.
You didn't just ride in it, you got to fly it.
I did get to fly it. And you guys will see that flight video shortly. But see, your basic control surfaces, you've got your ailerons here, flaps, and obviously retractable landing gear. We had an amazing pilot fly us today. And you know, it was a good landing both ways, really good landing. And guys, turbine engine in here. JT15 is the model of the engine. Now these are older engines in terms of the model itself. They started making these in the 60s. You can obviously find newer, maybe more fuel efficient engines in the market today, but these do their job very well. Now on our flight, I was told that we were burning around 200 gallons of fuel per hour. So, and it's Jet A. It is a jet. You're going a lot faster, so you do the math. You do the math in terms of your fuel economy. But that's about what you're going to be burning with these engines. Okay, so let's continue around it. You can see this thing is sitting high. Got your empennage here. Elevator. Okay, again, I can't even reach. And you're really, this is probably the largest rudders I've ever seen. But this is your rudder here, and you've got another elevator, your positioning light right here. You've got your second engine in here. And I'll show you once we go in the cabin, you see sort of how these airplane is flown and the controls in there. Okay, again, a JT15. Now, generally, turbine engines, you calculate the power output by thrust, the amount of thrust rather than horsepower, and each of these are putting out about 3,000 pounds of thrust each, which is more than enough power to fly this thing. Your normal cruise speed in this airplane, I just saw 320 to 350 knots, and I was told that that's your typical, and we were at flight level 28,000 feet. If you go higher, you may see faster speeds, but generally 320, 350, then that's pretty good. I mean, you're cruising about 400 miles or so per hour in this. Anyway, the undercarriage again, you've got your landing light there with the retract. let's move forward. Now, these are decent sized windows for a jet of this size, and if you're sitting in the back as a passenger, you should be able to see outside pretty good, so you won't feel claustrophobic in there. And another thing, so you saw a door on that side, so that's the main, the door on that side is the main entrance into the aircraft, but you've got another door, or shall I say huge window here, but this, in an emergency situation, you can use this door. You unlock it from the inside and you can come out of the airplane this way. And you see there, Cessna Citation, and there's a ton of these out there. And guys, the nose here, you actually have room here to put in luggage. Normally in your piston engine airplanes, your nose, this is your column, this is where your engine is located, but because this is a jet, you've got the engines back there, and so you've got your luggage space here, kind of like a Ferrari or Porsche, if you're familiar with those cars. Anyway, let's go check out the interior. I think we've seen most of the outside here. Let me run quickly. So to get in, this is your main door, and you have this steps which kind of scrolls down. Just take a step in. This is the interior of the airplane. Now, this aircraft, although being a light jet, can carry up to 9 people. Okay, you can count the amount of seats back here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you've got another one, 7 right here, and then you've got your pilot and co-pilot. But guess what? The most beautiful thing about a light jet is that you don't need a co-pilot. This can be flown by one person, which was the case earlier. Now, I got some, I would say, stick time in here, but our pilot in command did all the amazing job. But let's run quickly through what we got in here. So your standard cockpit, you've got your, let's just go from left to right. These are for your headsets, your audio jacks, and right there you see all of your circuit breakers. Now, if you see colors there, it's just for the owner or the pilot to be able to, certain things are easier to find. That's why you put the color tabs there. You see this giant yoke here, and guys, I got a few minutes to just fly this thing. This is not like your standard aircraft. This is pretty heavy on the hands. And right here, something you notice about this airplane, although it's a 30-year-old or more than 30-year-old aircraft, you see that it's nicely updated. You've got Garmin avionics. These are your Garmin 750s, and then you've got one large screen Garmin 700 there. And I saw this thing in action. It's pretty sweet. It really makes flying this airplane a lot easier. You do have still your analog screen there, but you can, I guess, use those as backup. But these, they do a fantastic job. In the middle console here, you've got your throttle for each engine, and here's your trim tab. And the cool thing also with a jet, or with this particular one, you do have autopilot system. And again, once I upload the flight video, you guys will see that in action. It's pretty sweet. Really, once you take off and you get to altitude, you put in, you can activate the autopilot and just let it fly it for you. I mean, except you want an arm workout, which this thing will give you a really good one. You want to use that autopilot. Okay, and you come to the Copilot seat here. Very similar structure. You've got your audio jacks, your circuit breakers there, and the switches here. Let's see, some electric switches here. Oh, you see, if you can see, that says air condition. So this airplane does have AC in it, which makes a pretty sweet ride for you and your passengers. It can get hot in this cockpit, to be more particular, because you've got glass all around you. Now, you have an amazing view, don't get me wrong, but when the sun is beating you down, that AC will come in handy. And so that's pretty much your cockpit. There's not much to it. You've got your rudder pedals there. Okay. Now, I don't know, the type of process to get your type rating to be able to fly one of these, but I think I'll get a chance, hopefully, to talk to the pilot, also the owner, and he can walk us, or they can walk us through that. Now, you've got this tiny galley here. You can store snacks. You can store snacks in there. You can store drinks in there, so for a short flight. Now, the range in this airplane is about 1,000 miles. I mean, you could probably go a little further, but about 3 hours is how long you can sit comfortably in here. And speaking of sitting, let me sit in one of these seats, and you can see just let's put this down. You see just how well or how much space I have. So guys, you see me sitting down in here. Again, it's a small jet, but you see I'm 5'10", and I still have a couple of inches, above my head. These seats are very comfortable. I didn't have any complaint. Our flight back and forth was about 48 minutes each way. So you have comfortable seats, and also my foot here, if you look, so that's about how much room you have for your foot. You can always stretch out. And the cool thing about these seats also is that they have a bar. It's like rails, and you can scroll them back and forth and get comfortable. So you have that. And also, one more thing I should show you. So you want a private jet, you also want to have a bathroom or a nice toilet to go to. Now, this particular airplane does have a bathroom. Now, from what I've been told, nobody really uses it, except like you really have to go and you have an emergency. You do have a laboratory here that you can use during the flight. And again, these jets usually are for shorter flights. You're not going anywhere far with this, but again, you do have your toilet back there. But all in all, this is a very neat airplane. Now, in terms of price, let me get out now. I'll give you those numbers. There are a lot of these in the market, and you can get different years. A lot of times, it would depend on the shape of the airplane, also how many hours is on the body frame, and more particularly those engines, because those are probably the most expensive things on this jet, because the airframe is just the airframe. That's what's making you fly. So if you can find one with with good engines or some time left, you can get a good deal. From the owner told me something like this, you can get them for $500,000 or between $500,000 to $1 million. And then if you can find one at a good deal, put a few more, maybe $100,000-$200,000 in there, and you've got yourself a really nice jet for under $1 million. Okay, now your operating costs, just read in the description below. I'll have more of those numbers there. But here, guys, this is the Citation II from Cessna. It's a 1982 model. I hope you guys enjoyed this tour. If you did, be sure to give a thumbs up. Again, my name is Mike. Thank you so much for watching. And if this is your first time, just hit that subscribe button for me and hit the notification bell, and I will catch you on the next video.